Welcome to the Debrief Podcast with Matthew Stephen Brown. On this show, Pastor Matt sits down with his friends to answer your questions about life, Jesus, and the Bible. Let's get into the episode.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Debrief, man. This is another exciting episode. Still enjoying the new studio. What do you like of the digs?
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Looks good.
Yeah. We're spending your tithe dollars. I appreciate all of your
$5
giving.
at work. Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh. So Justin has been a part of Sandals for how long? You should
Since
know that.
90, I've been coming since 99.
1999.
Yeah.
And I met you when your sisters thought you were going to hell. I don't know if you remember this.
Yep, I remember.
So they were worried that you were like demon possessed or something. I don't know. No, you were just an upset, young, angry teenager.
Yeah.
But your dad was dying of cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's not funny at all. But all of the other stuff that I make fun of him is completely okay to make fun of.
Yeah, true and funny.
And so they were worried about you.
Yeah.
And so they asked me to come talk to you. And that's how we met. Mm-hmm. And you didn't want to talk to me at all. You were like, what's funny is you're the nicest human being I've ever met. And
Facts.
I thought he was this thug, scary thug.
Yeah.
And because you're kind of thick, you know. I mean, we could say husky. I don't know. Are we that close?
I'm powerful.
Yeah, you're a powerful
there
guy.
we go.
Hey, there's a reason Poland has the #1 army in Europe right now. So he is Polish.
Yeah.
Always die in movies. Kowalski.
Oh, that's right. Kowalski always does.
You always fight hard.
That's right.
So that's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember your dad was on the couch. You were in your bedroom. You were super angry and mad.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is, I thought it flopped. I was like, that guy hates me.
Yeah.
Never going to meet him again, know him again. And you've become like one of my best friends in life. And we've worked together for over 20 years.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
So what I would say to everybody, if the Holy Spirit is prompting you, and his two sisters loved him.
Yeah.
If the Holy Spirit is prompting you to, someone in your life that you love to talk with your pastor, man, don't block that because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. It could be Justin and Matt. And we've been together for a long time. You have seen Sandals in almost every stage of the game and been on staff. Now you're a pastor. Just incredible, just time together. But this is Justin Kowalski, everybody. He's an amazing guy. And if you really want to know what was Sandals like, this is somebody that can talk to you that still likes me, which is, that's good, right? Because some of the
I love you, bro.
Thank you.
I love you.
Yeah, thank you. So you've known all the phases of Matt Brown. I think you've seen every hairstyle.
Yeah.
Every color, every length.
Yeah. This is my favorite.
Oh,
this is as close as I'm going to get to you right now.
Oh,
is with this haircut.
I'm loving the buzz.
Yeah. The mustache is great too.
Thank you.
I'm always commenting, leave the mustache.
I know. A lot of people are, it's interesting. Nobody asked a question about my sermon, but people have comments about the mustache. Yeah. And here's the truth. As long as Tammy says it's good, we're good with it. And this is wives, dude. She's like, I don't know that I love it, but I love you. That's what she said, which is like, oh man, that's kind of hurtful. So, but anyways, okay. Yeah. So is this your first time on the Debrief or no?
Yeah, this is my first time.
That blows my mind.
It blows mine too. I've tried before. I think there was always scheduling and then.
I think you are. So I'm the longest employee.
Yeah.
Probably Tammy. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who's next, Janie or you.
It's Janie. Janie's got me by like 2.5 years, I think.
Oh,
maybe 3.
Wow.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
I started in 2004.
Okay.
That's when I started.
Yeah. And so, what did you get hired as?
We were doing Purpose Driven Life came out, and we were doing a small group curriculum. And there was like, we need help. We need someone to make DVDs and edit video. And I was like, oh, I can do that because that's what I went
Rick Warren can write books, but he can't draw.
Yeah. So that was my initial thing. I was serving at that point. I was serving on the youth team, and the youth leader at the time was like, "Hey, what's up, coworker?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, we're co-laborers. We're doing work together." Yeah. And he's like, "No, they want to hire you."
Do you remember who hired you? Was it me?
It was you, but by proxy of your brother. He sat down with me in the CBU gym. He's like, "Hey, buddy, I want to hire you." And like now, when people work for Sandals, it takes like it's like a 7 months, right?
Yeah, we didn't even know what HR was when you got hired.
Yeah, I was like, I had a little handshake in the gym. I was like, "Yeah, I can show up." I said, "Give me 2 weeks. I have to quit my construction job."
I thought you were security for a store.
I did that. But that was I quit that like probably 6 months. Okay. I did loss prevention on cameras and stuff.
I like that, loss prevention.
That's what it was.
He was chasing all y'all, stealing stuff out of Walgreens. That was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Did you ever catch somebody from Sandals stealing?
Probably. Not, I mean, I wouldn't know, but there was I actually I actually got someone I went to high school with one time. I was like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. And so,
Dude, we've caught people at Sandals Church stealing. Like one time, you know how we sell the shirts in the, what do they call that? The coffee shop?
Yeah.
Like this gal was walking out with like 9 shirts. Like she had like a stack of 9 shirts. And she's like, oh, I thought they were free. I was like, it says $20 right next to it in bold print, but she was going to steal from her church. I was like, look, if you need a shirt,
join a team.
You know, we'll give you join a team. Now it'll be red or blue, but it's crazy the things that Christians will do.
It was a wild job, man. Like, because some of it was sad, some of it was like silly, and then some of it was like people are just bored. Most people steal because they're bored. That's what I kind of like experienced. So,
I have never stolen something from a store.
Really?
No.
Oh man, I did as a kid. I remember.
Maybe I did as a kid too.
Yeah.
I think maybe when I was in first grade, a spider.
Yeah.
From like a I don't know, toy store or something.
Yeah, I stole a little Mickey Mouse figurine. I know that. My mom walked me back in, and I had to like talk to someone, like some type of like manager or whatever. But
yeah, man, remember the 70s were, or that was maybe 80s.
It was 80s, yeah.
Yeah, mine was the 70s. That was for real. I was watching this comedian. And I want to have this guy, we just did the Sandals date night, and we had a magician. It was great. I want to bring this comedian in. He's a clean comedian, but he is so funny. He's this guy from the South, and he talks about growing up as a kid and getting spanked in Target. And he just was like, other parents would just like chime in. Yeah, you got to listen to your mother. You know, like, and he was like, nobody nowadays gets spanked. Like people call the police if you spank a kid in Target now. He's like, and that's how I grew up, dude.
Yeah.
Like my mom bought a spoon at Disneyland in the 70s and beat my brother and I with it at the park.
Yeah.
Because we were being so bad. I remember it had ears. And she whacked us with this spoon with ears. And that was the 70s, bro.
Then you can see the mark later. Like,
that's why we're so hardcore. But nobody thought anything. They're just like, oh yeah, that kid needed. And I'm not encouraging people to beat their children. I'm just saying things have changed.
Some discipline's good.
Yeah. Some things have changed. So we had parents that sent us back, you know.
Yeah. And you learn. You're like, I don't know.
Nowadays, they'd be like, steal from that oligarch. He's a billionaire, you know. And so, okay. All right. So let's talk about the Holy Spirit and the creative process. So here's what people don't know about you. I know about you. You're incredibly creative. You have been since I've known you, which is hilarious that you were working in construction. Yeah. But,
that's what you do with art degrees.
Okay, with art degrees.
Work at
I remember right away, I mean, some of the best creative stuff we did. If you want to go back and look at just really, really great ideas, great creativity. I think about Inked, the series that you worked on, Mission Impossible. My favorite element that you ever did, and I don't even know if we can find this in the archives, but we were talking about how sin slowly stains us, and you set up that camera, and we had a bucket of white paint, and we dumped black ink into it, and we mixed it, and you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how sin works. And so Justin set up this camera in real time. So as I'm talking about sin, I keep pouring in black paint, but mixing it and you can't see it. But by the end of the message, the paint is no longer white. The color's been changed. Yeah. And that's what happens with sin in our lives is, you know, things that we never thought we would become, places we never thought we would go when we just add a little sin in. And that was, and I'm not talking about me. That was your idea. Like that was sheer brilliance. My favorite was Mission Impossible series.
M2819.
M2819. But we filmed at midnight in a, what was it?
It was
behind a grocery store. Let's call it an alley.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
And so I showed up early because Justin is easy to scare. This is back before HR, so we didn't have rules or anything like that. And I got to the set early, like at midnight, and I waited for him. Yeah. He pulls up in his car. We're in this alley. It's all dark. I'm hiding behind a dumpster. I don't know if you remember this.
I remember.
And he's setting up the gear. And I jump out and scream at you, and you punched yourself in the face.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So like he meant to go like this, but and it was the funniest moment. And I told your wife when you guys got married, I was like, "Look, man, if you ever get jumped, he's gonna knock himself out."
Yeah.
So, but I just can you guys believe that I did that? Like I fully just waited. And here's the crazy.
It was
thought.
midnight.
I know.
It was a scary spot.
It was a scary part of town too.
Yeah.
I never thought about what could happen to me.
Yeah.
I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna hide behind this dumpster. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
So.
I was trying to protect our church equipment at the same time.
No, you did. You did. Okay, the Holy Spirit and the creative process.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you sense God through creativity? Because you are so good at it.
Yeah, I there's a lot to inviting the Lord into your work, you know, and sometimes it's just like you have inspiration right away, right? Sometimes it comes from, sometimes you really have to like process and sit down and say, okay, Lord, what are we trying to do here? And the most important part, I think, is being willing to actually cut things out. The editing process, I think, is one of the most spiritual disciplines you can do as a creative.
That's so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's John 15, right?
Yeah.
Like God, if you're willing to say, hey, this is taking away from the actual message, because you have to separate. And I would say in the roles that we had, especially at church, I'm not creating for myself. I'm creating for the purpose of like, what are we trying to say as a church? What is, Pastor Matt wanting to do? What is God trying to teach our church? And so what we're trying to do is visually support it, right? And so it's important to invite the Lord in and take yourself out sometimes. If that makes sense. It's still personal. Like when you create art, it's personal. Like I don't want to I know there's creatives that get really sensitive, right? I think what I was good at doing is saying, what are we effectively trying to communicate? And not take it personal. I remember a story. I don't remember what the series was, but it was about giving. And
it's always about giving. Bro.
Yeah.
We're the brokest mega church on earth. Man.
But we did this. We went out and we filmed in the hills, probably out here, I think. And
okay.
we were planting seeds, and it looked like J.J. Abrams filmed it with like light rays and all this stuff, right? And you came in and you were gracious. You're like, man, this looks great. This is not what we need. And you were like, you know what I want? I want to say, in God we trust, because we don't. That's what you said. I remember you came in and we're like, all right. And so in like 2 or 3 hours, we put together some like visual package, and it was like money, but it was like moving currency pieces, whatever. And you're like, that was it. And the team, I was like, y'all, it's okay. This was not a loss. We still had a good time.
Creatives can be sensitive.
They can. And I was like, and I feel like it's true. Like you feel like it's a rejection. It's not a rejection of yourself. It's like, hey, that idea wasn't even bad. It just wasn't the right idea for what we're trying to do. And so I think when you're inviting the Lord into your work, I feel like, He's going to protect your heart, right? He's also going to guide what needs to get done.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's hard for a lot of creatives. I think it's hard for a lot of people who do things in general. But like when you feel like, my job, everything that I'm doing, everything I'm putting out there, it's a reflection of myself, and it's a rejection. Like that's really hard. So I think it's important to be prayerful in the project, and give it some time too, because your first idea sometimes isn't the best idea.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it is. It's not in all cases, but like process, and that's why it's good to doodle and notes and ideate. I think that's like a spiritual discipline is thinking and pausing and processing and working with other people, inviting other people in, because creatives can be very like insular too, like, it's my idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, give your idea away, invite people in, because you make the best stuff.
Well, and I would say, I'm just thinking out loud on the spot.
Yeah.
So if you're a creative person and it's all about you, then how much of it is it about God?
Yeah.
And so if you truly want to glorify God and it's all you and nobody can speak into your, pinpoint artwork or whatever it is that you're doing, then God's probably not going to use that and bless that. And it's okay to have disagreements about creativity. I mean, you and I almost got into a fight one time. I don't know if you remember this. Now, just so you know, this is not 54-year-old Matt Brown. And how old are you?
Right now, I'm 30. I almost said 30. I'm
You were not 30.
47. I'm 47 right now.
So this is 47-year-old Justin and 54-year-old Matt. Okay, so this is probably 22-year-old Justin and 29-year-old Matt. Yeah. So we had a lot more testosterone back then, a lot more ego. But I had this idea. You remember I wanted to take this fish out of the tank and let it and not die, but simulate death in front of our church. And you were like, I was going to murder 1,000 babies on the steps of the temple. And we really, really went at it. But kind of, if you remember, your reaction was what I was going for with our church. And I wanted them to see, that when we step outside of God's will, and what I did is I took the fish out of the tank and I set him free. I said, you're free. Yeah. And this is what people do when they reject God. I want to be free. I want to go my own way. And I actually think that's what hell is. Hell is 100% freedom away from God. And so you're sucking and there's no oxygen to you because all life is in God. And so I put this fish, and it's interesting. I mean, how many years ago is that? 25, 27, 28 years ago. I still can remember the audience And we put the fish back in, and he was okay. And he lived.
He lived
for
a
like
long time.
10 years at Sandals Church. Like we bought him a tank.
Longer than some staff members.
Yeah, longer than some staff members. His name was Nemo.
Nemo,
named him Nemo because he looked like Nemo
Yeah.
from the movie at the time. But we disagreed passionately about, what it was supposed to look like, how it was supposed to look. And here's the thing, the Lord blessed that.
Yeah.
And changed lives. I mean, I just preached at a church in Orange County. It's called Oceans Church. Every time I go there, I run into, you're 47?
Yeah.
So I run into mid 40-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what they'll say. I gave my life to Christ at Sandals Church 25 years ago.
Wow.
Sandals Church changed my life.
Yeah.
So we were raw.
Yeah.
Remember the fighting nuns? We had the fighting nuns.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we did some things that, it went too far. But we weren't trying to reach church people.
No.
We were reaching lost people who didn't know God, who were far away from God. And I run into people all the time, and they're like, that rawness saved me.
Yeah.
It reached me. Do you remember the sermon when I said, I hope you get VD? Do you remember that? It was
I
on
don't
the sexual
remember
purity.
that,
And I put a picture of an eyeball.
Yes.
I put a picture of an eyeball on the screen, and the guy had gonorrhea of the eye.
Yeah.
This is early days.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something about.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of dudes sleeping around.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope, and here's why. Because I want God to risk your life so he can save your soul. Because we have all these guys that are like, I can do whatever I want. And I remember it was a giant screen, a big old eyeball, and it was nasty.
Yeah, I think that's necessary. I think I think a lot of that stuff that we did, we had, lack of budget gets you more creative sometimes, right? You get creative, but I think there was a little bit of a fearlessness. I'm not saying we're not. As you grow, you have to how are we going to effectively communicate, right? But I think there was a fearlessness to what we were doing, how we're going to reach people, because it was like, this is life or death, right?
Yeah.
And I remember with the fish thing, that was what it was. And you said this, you're like, you were more concerned with the life of a fish than the souls of the people in our church. And I remember it stuck. And I was like,
it was an ugly fight.
It wasn't like this, like, oh man, he's so mad at me. It was just like, it was like a,
you didn't
idea.
like the idea. Yeah.
I didn't like the idea, but ended up working, and the fish lived, and we're all good.
But it could have gone bad because I had ideas that maybe you should have spoken up for. So, excuse me. But I think the Holy Spirit uses creativity. I mean, we worship God who is a creator. So how about this?
Yeah.
Creating for God versus creating with God.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I think it goes back to like what the question, creating for God, is it like from a job perspective?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just asking, do you see a tension there?
I think so.
Because I guess one is participation and one is isolation. So I'm doing this for God.
Yeah.
And the other is I'm doing this with him.
Yeah.
So how does that feel with you?
Yeah. I think depending on where you are with the Lord, right? Is God guiding? Like, has he given me a gift, and am I going to use that to, glorify him? Or am I going to, hey, you know what? Like, I've got a great voice and I'm going to sing a song, and like, am I doing worship music? We were just talking before the show. We were kind of like, remember those old bands from back in the day, Sometimes a lot of Christian art's not good.
I know.
And then that's where I'm like, y'all can do better, right?
I don't think your band was that good.
I had a pretty...
He was in a screamer band. Some people like that. What do they call that?
I mean, there's hardcore, there's
No, but you were screamo. What was it?
It was... Yeah, I think it was more of a hardcore band.
Like he's all sensitive
about
like
a punk rock band.
Punk rock. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my style. But a lot of young people liked your band. A lot of was Isaac Naismith in your band?
No. I kind of like went to a lot of different bands.
Yeah.
I did a youth group band for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
I'm just teasing you.
No, it's all good. I know.
Yeah.
We're good.
It wasn't my style. I was never into the blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of the music that
I feel like that's what Jesus would listen to though when he's coming back.
He did listen to that when he was in hell for 3 days. And then he came back. So no, I'm serious. He heard a lot of that. So, I'm teasing.
Yeah, no, I think it just what are you trying to do? Like, and I guess I'll speak to like the Christian, just be authentic in what you're creating. A lot of times I
would say though that's the number one thing I love about you. You have never tried to be anybody but yourself.
I think you got to be honest. Like the best art is honest art, right? We would do like volunteer intakes, right? People would bring their portfolios. That would be, hey, let's look at your work. And people would do a lot of crosses, bro. Like and I would say, I don't know the last time, like as a church when we were doing messaging and stuff, there wasn't a cross in anything. I think it was almost like I have to put a cross on it so people know. And it's like, man, like I get it. You're a believer. You're at our church. Like, let me see what you can do because it's
we
almost,
know what a cross looks like.
And I'm not knocking people that do that. Like, there's a lot of talented folks, but I'm like, like putting the cross in there is almost like it's like the cheap sell. Like we get it, or the ichthus or whatever. It's like I don't know if that's art. I think that's Christian marketing.
Yeah. So no, that's good. That's a good word. How about this one? Discovering your calling versus defining it, because a lot of artists think they're called to art.
Yeah.
And just imagine like think about the role you're in now at Sandals Church.
Yeah.
If you would have just said, I only do art.
Yeah.
Think of all the people at Palm that would not have been ministered to by you, who would not have been pastored, who would not have heard you preach. You know, like if you narrowly defined your calling, you would have missed that. And I see a lot of old leaders and young leaders confuse these two things, calling and assignment.
Yeah.
And so I have a call to God, like you did, and you put your yes on the table.
Yeah.
And God has blessed your calling, but moved your assignment. How many years have you been at Sandals? On staff.
On staff, a little over 21 years.
Yeah, so for 21 years, I mean, some of our listeners aren't 21 years old.
No.
And if you would have just said, my calling and assignment are the same thing, you would have missed so much of what God's done. So what would you say? How did you discover your calling versus, defining it so narrowly?
I knew, once, after you were sharing a little bit earlier, like when my dad passed, my dad was in ministry. And I felt like every other door was kind of closing. And so, and when the ask was on the table for me, I was like, man, and it was weird because I applied at a different church because I was like, I just want to serve the Lord, but I think I need to do it vocationally.
What church? Tell me.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air. Because they're a great church, but I was like, I don't attend there. And that's what they told me too. Well, you'd have to attend here. I'm like, well, I'm at Sandals. That's where I'm at. That's where I
You're
serve.
like, but they don't pay.
So anywho, I think letting people that I trust in to speak into my life, that's so important. You got to have people around you, because I could have put my feet down and been like, no, I'm supposed to do creative ministry, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. And I remember I had a incredible conversation with Pastor Brian McCoy. And he was like, sometimes like you have to reinvent yourself. Not like I had to do this major overhaul my life. And he affirmed a lot. He's like, you've been here long enough. You know how a lot of things run. You know how to adapt. He's all, nothing shakes you. Like our church moves a lot, and you've always moved well. And I was like, you're right. Because I've never like planted my feet in the ground. Like, no, we do this. Like, I'm like, let's change things. Like, I'm down for that. Like, I don't want to like keep doing the same thing. And that's been the beauty of Sandals. Is like we change things a lot. And it's like, all right, so this is where we're going. Let's go. Like, I'm down for that. And so when, leadership was like, hey, here's what we see for you. Here's what we see in you. I remember talking to Dan Zimbardi on the phone one time, and he's like, bro, like, I think you're incredibly creative. I think you're even better with people. Yeah. And that resonated with me. And I was like, dang it. Because there was the tension, and I'm still like a creative person. It doesn't go away. Right. But I do see that. And I feel as much as if I work on a project and the validation from that, man, I feel even more like used by the Lord when I'm walking with people. And that matters, man. And yeah, I'm glad I wasn't stubborn. I could have been real stubborn and be like, no, man, I'm an artist. I'm creative. Yeah. That's who I am. That doesn't define me. Yeah. And so.
Well, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Why don't you, I have not prepped him for this. Yeah. Give me your top 3 just God moments at Sandals Church, and try to go way back, for people that I know I should have warned you beforehand, but when were just some moments where, people that didn't get to be there early on, where you just saw God move? I mean, because, I didn't know Sandals was going to be a movement when we started, but there were moments early on where I went, whoa.
Okay, first thing, just as you say it, the first thing that kind of popped in my head, we were at CBU, and I don't know what.
So California Baptist University.
Yeah, we were meeting in their gym for a while. Just close your eyes.
For a while, by like 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. It smelled like Barbie dolls on the floor.
It did.
We had that rubber floor.
We rolled out rubber flooring. It smelled like Barbie doll manufacturing. It was awful.
But I don't remember what the message was, but I remember we were donating shoes to homeless, and everyone walked out of the gym with no shoes.
No shoes.
Like they donated all their shoes, shoeless. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But we filled up, like, we had a big roll off with shoes in it. And I just remember going, dude, our people, like in that moment, they responded to the message. They walked out into a hot summer parking lot, you know, on the blacktop. Like that, to me, that was wild, man. We did that.
So I remember that one.
Yeah.
And as the pastor, I knew I was going to call people to give up their shoes that they wore into church.
Yeah.
So I wanted to wear shoes I didn't like.
Oh.
Because I'm the only one that knows what the Holy Spirit's going to do. And I remember the Holy Spirit saying, you got to wear your best. So then we had 3 services. So 2 in the morning, 1 at night. Yeah. You got to wear your 3 favorite pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, okay, Lord. And the Spirit of God moved. We had thousands of shoes. Yeah. People left church, went to the mall, bought shoes and brought them back. Yeah. It was, and I don't remember what the message was about either, but I remember the shoes.
I remember that moment. And I think that was incredible. That was cool. I loved when we did, this wasn't too long ago. I think it was probably 2012 when we built the ladies' house. That was cool, man, because we all rallied. Like everyone rallied. Like there was guys that like, I've got what do they call those? You know, those big tractor deals, they came in, and it was just cool how see people were like excited to bless somebody, you know, and it just an example of like, you know, when we rally, how, you know,
that was fun. I think that was like 2015.
I think it was.
So what it was a woman in our church. She was in an abusive relationship, went through a divorce, had no money. She had like 4 kids and a blind dad. Yeah. And the house, you guys, is something that should have been torn down. Yeah. And we you know that what's that show where they redo it and they move that bus. Yeah. And we just got in our minds like we're gonna rebuild this house. And we dropped about $200,000 on this house. And we moved them into Scarlett Zarnecki's house. Okay, yeah. They lived with her for months.
Wow. I didn't know that part. I thought it was like a weekend with them. But
no, it was it took a while because we had to completely redo everything. But here's what's cool. Home Depot jumped on board. I forget the painting company that jumped on board. Contractor workers jumped on board. And we rebuilt this whole house. The city even fast-tracked the permit process because the house was not like... You guys, it had holes in the floor and holes in the ceiling. Yeah. And when I say holes, I mean like they covered it with like cardboard.
Like I thought it was like there was like cardboard and like torn up like tarp you'd put like, you know, your tent on and stuff. It was wild, man.
And so we moved this family out. We completely redid the house. We invited the press and we called it Our Real Family. Yeah. And so maybe they can put that in the show notes. You guys can find it. Yeah. But it was so emotional. Press Enterprise was there. I think Fox News, local CBS channels, LA Times. It was just really, really cool. And we just gave the house to these kids. And I think we brought her son back from college to witness this. And I remember the blind dad crying. Yeah. He couldn't even see it. Yeah. But he was so moved by, you know, his daughter's tears and his grandchildren and guys, you know, that's all possible because of the giving of our church. Yeah. And so that was cool. All right, one more. And those were 2 good ones. Yeah, so.
those were pretty good. You know, when we did this thing called One Night to Unite. Oh yeah. It was towards the end. You told me to go early, and I'm like thinking, early. So we just had all of our we met one time that night, and it was at the same time like our worship leader was leaving. It all kind of coalesced. We're like. Our last time at CBU, I think it was, Carlos was leaving to go do something else. And it was like, and I remember this quote. There's certain things I remember. And you were like, I thought we were going to do this forever. And I was like, we are going to do this forever. Yeah. Just now, you know, Carlos, he's getting called off. And God bless Carlos, right? He was there.
So those of you guys don't know, Carlos Whitaker is a super famous guy. And he was our worship leader. Yeah. And so we literally, we're like trying to rally together because we got kicked out of the gym. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that, but we were asked to leave Cal Baptist, and we had to raise $4 million. Yeah, we're a bunch of college kids in order to put the down payment on the house, the building that we're recording in right now. Yeah, and our superstar worship leader, it was his last night. Yeah, he left. Like so, he's like the rock star worship leader was driving off, and I remember you're like, I am here, and we are here. Yeah, and our church, and I love Carlos. He was following God's path. But I was sad to see him go. Yeah. Man, we got $4.3 million. Yeah. Like, we got it.
Yeah.
My hair fell out.
Yeah.
But we got it.
It was wild though.
Yeah, it was.
Just the how God orchestrated all of that. When you look back, it's always hard in the moment. You're like, what's going on? But when you, like, even today, if we look back today, like even finding this spot, I remember we drove, you're like, this is too far. And like, there was 2 different people. I don't know if you probably remember because I told you about this spot, not connected.
Yeah.
And then like, now there's freaking houses over here.
I know, 3,000 of them.
Donkeys.
Yeah. It's like God knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Listen, I love you, man. It has been such a joy to do ministry with you.
Yeah.
And I look forward for another 20 years.
Yeah.
And man, if you want to know the truth about Matt Brown, you can ask Justin Kowalski because he knows the good, the bad, and the ugly. He could write the movie, make a lot of money on the book.
Yeah.
But you have loved me, served me, been there with me, grown up with me. I got to do your dad's funeral, got to do your wedding. Trying to think, I did one of your sister's weddings.
You did my older sister's wedding.
Okay, yeah.
You came to my wedding.
Yeah, I danced at your
I
wedding.
made a problem. I got married the day before Easter. Not a good move.
That's okay.
I forgot.
I danced at your wedding.
You did dance at my
It
wedding.
was awesome.
So
sorry, I can't remember who I married, didn't marry, but I've been a part of your life, watched your boys get born. I saw the video that you saw of your wife when she was wiggling, and he went, ooh, and I was like, hey, that's something. That's something.
Define wiggling.
This
was we had a thing called MySpace. And I had a friend, and
she was
like,
dancing.
Yeah, she was dancing. Yeah,
and it wasn't. So I said wiggling because it wasn't like sexual. She was dancing.
Yeah, she was dancing.
She's being her wonderful, amazing
there
self.
She goes.
And your wife is
she's great.
Literally the greatest woman alive. She's just so incredible. And you have 2 amazing, talented sons. Mm-hmm. And anyways, love your mom, love your sisters, love your family.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful to do ministry with you. And here's what I would say. Some of you are like, oh man, I want that. Then be a part.
Yeah.
Like be a part. Justin has jumped in. He served in every role possible. You worked in kids ministry, you said?
I started off the week after my dad passed away. I was like, I got to get involved. Amen. And I jumped into kids. I was like,
and then you did youth.
Then I did youth. Yeah.
So then you did production and art.
Yeah.
And then, or not art, but design, whatever it is.
The name changed a lot.
Yeah, I know. We keep changing the names. And then you jumped into, associate level, I don't know.
It was, campus operations.
Campus operations, and now you're preaching.
Yeah.
And this has been your life's work.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And so here's what I would say to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
When I met Justin, he was alone and afraid and very angry.
Yeah.
He was disconnected from God and losing his dad. I mean, that was tough.
Yeah.
And I still remember that meeting. And what I would say is you only are as alone as you choose to be.
Yeah.
And one of the things that changed your life is when God spoke to you and you had to jump all in. Didn't you come to church drunk or something? Is that you?
I showed up to serving in kids, actually. I talked to Janie about this, who was in charge of kids. And I remember waking up, passed out at a friend's house on his deck.
Yeah.
And I got to go to church. I got to serve kids.
Okay, yeah.
And she sent me home. She's like, bro, you reek. And she's all, come back next week. And I was like, I was still figuring it out.
No, I know. No judgment.
I know. But it was
there's people out there that, you're addicted to porn, you're a drug addict, and you're like, God can never use me. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He changed Justin's life. Yes.
Proof.
And here's the thing you need to know. He's a great husband, great father, great pastor. But that happens over 20 years.
Yeah.
So what I would say is get involved, get plugged in, and here's what the enemy's going to do. Well, I turned a card in and no one called me, or no one likes me, or they don't want me to serve. The enemy is going to put everything in your way. He showed up buzzed.
Yeah.
But here's the thing is, if you keep pressing in and you stay the course and you follow Jesus like he's called you to do, man, he is going to change your life. So thank you so much for listening to Debrief. Justin, thank you for 21 years. Let's do 21 more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be the pastor here when you retire, but hopefully the next guy likes you.
Yeah.
It'll be good. You had a good run so far.
Yeah.
So listen, send in your questions to the Debrief. The show is only as good as your questions. And whenever I'm preaching, man, if I say something, you're like, I don't agree with that, or I don't like that, man, send in your question. And here's what you guys love to do. You love to DM me on Instagram, but then what that means is I have to find it, I have to read it, and I have to send it to Celeste here at the Debrief. Or you could just do that and save us all a bunch of time and send in those questions, because even if you're like, man, that was a lame sermon, send it in. I'll put you on. Our vision is to be real. It's not about me.
Yeah.
It's not about Sandals. It's about Jesus. And we want your questions. And we're all better because of your questions. So thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for Justin Kowalski. Check out Sandals Church Palm Avenue.
Right.
Palms up.
Palms up.
Because he is one of the pastors at that campus. And that campus is a miracle for Sandals Church.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. God bless. We love you.
Thanks for checking out this episode. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can donate at sandalschurch.com/support. This podcast is a way for Pastor Matt Brown to answer your questions about topics like the Bible, God, relationships, and culture. Like Pastor Matt often says on the show, a podcast is not a pastor. If you'd like prayer or need to speak with someone about a specific situation you are going through, you can email us at help@sandalschurch.com. If you enjoy this podcast, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for being a Debrief listener.